Like all other boys of his age, my father left school to start work underground at 14. But he did so against the wishes of his father. His school reports had said that this boy should go on to the higher grade. But with all his friends leaving school to start work and earning money, my father wanted to do the same. His father was a very wise man, very determined, but unfortunately his son took after him in that respect. His father said to him, "Don't go looking for a start," which was their term for getting a job. "Don't go looking for a start in the Ely. I've had a word with the manager. And you needn't bother to go to Pandy or the Scotch. You won't get a start there." But my father didn't believe him. He thought he was just putting him off. So Dad went round the pits, and each time he was asked his name, "William Thomas, are you George Thomas's boy?" "Yes, there's no start here for you. You go back to school." So after trying a number of pits, he finally went to the Nantgwyn pit, and his father hadn't been there. And the manager said, "You can start tomorrow." So the following morning, his father went through the ritual. Jack, Dan, Will, called them all up. His father and his brothers went to work in Ely. My father walked to the Nantgwyn pit. He was put to work with an experienced collier, and he hadn't been down the pit very long before there was a fall, and the collier was buried. Of course, my father was frightened. He said the other workmen were there in seconds. By the light of their lamps, they started to scrabble to get the earth off this man. And he said suddenly, in scraping the earth, he felt his hair and his face, and he shouted, "He's here." They cleared his face off, and apart from being badly bruised, the man was okay. And the other collier said, "You go home, lad, you go home." So Dad went home early. And the following morning, when his father went through the ritual, Jack, Dan, George, Will, Dad didn't get out of bed. His three brothers got up, and Dad stayed in bed. And his father went to the bottom of the stairs again and said, "Will, it's time to get up." And my father said, "I'm not getting up. I don't want to go to work in the pit." And his father said, "Today you have to go down the pit. I don't care whether you decide tomorrow that you don't want to work in the pit, or whether you decide next week or next month. But today you have to face it. You have to go down the pit." And very reluctantly, my father got up and he went to work. And when he got to the pit head, the other miners greeted him, "Good lad, well done, how are you feeling?" He went down the pit, and he said in 10 minutes he'd forgotten all his fears. But if his father hadn't made him go to the pit that day, he said, "I'd have been afraid for the rest of my life."